Most people think that being poor is only about not having enough money. But the truth is, poverty has very little to do with how much you earn. It has everything to do with how you think, how you react, and how you make decisions when you get that money. You can give two people the same amount of cash, and within a few years, one will be free, while the other will still be struggling. The difference is not luck, it's mindset. From a young age, many of us are trained to survive, not to grow. We're told to find a stable job, pay the bills, and hope things get better someday. But stability is not the same as progress. The system teaches you to work hard for money, yet never how to make money work for you. That's why so many people spend their whole lives chasing comfort instead of creating freedom. Think about your first paycheck. You probably felt proud, maybe even powerful. But the next moment, your mind whispered, "You deserve something nice." You bought a new gadget, clothes, or dinner at a restaurant. It felt good for a while, but that happiness didn't last. Because deep down, you didn't spend that money to grow. You spent it to escape. Escape from stress, from boredom, from the fear of not having enough. And every month, that same pattern repeats. This is how the poor stay poor. Not because they're lazy, but because they mistake movement for progress. They keep working, keep earning, but never pause to think, where is my money going? What is it building for me? Without awareness, income becomes a cycle. In today, gone tomorrow. Schools never taught us that money is emotional. Every purchase says something about who we are, what we value, and what we fear. Some people spend to prove their worth, others save to feel safe, and a few invest to build the future. The last group is rare, not because they're smarter, but because they see money as a tool, not a trophy. The truth is, money doesn't change people, it amplifies them. A spender with more money becomes a bigger spender. A learner with more money becomes a better investor. That's why true wealth doesn't start with income. It starts with intention. There's a quiet moment that happens in everyone's financial life. The day you realize that making more won't fix your habits. You can double your income, but if you don't change how you think, you'll just double your expenses. The poor often believe the next raise, the next job, the next opportunity will finally save them. But nothing changes until their decisions do. Let's be honest, saving isn't exciting. Learning about money feels slow and boring. But the people who build wealth understand one thing. Boredom is power. Repetition creates consistency, and consistency creates freedom. The rich aren't obsessed with getting rich fast. They're obsessed with not being broke again. Every dollar you spend is a vote. You're voting for your future or against it. You're telling the universe what matters most to you. When you buy distractions, you're saying, I don't trust the future enough to prepare for it. When you invest, you're saying, I believe in my tomorrow more than my today. That small mental shift, from reaction to intention, is where wealth begins. Money is not about how much you have, but how much you keep, how much you grow, and how much you control. The poor chase money. The wealthy control it. The poor see spending as freedom. The wealthy see control as freedom. That's the paradox. Real freedom often feels like discipline. When you start managing money with purpose, you start managing your life with purpose. You stop asking, can I afford this? And start asking, do I need this? That question alone can change your destiny. Because wealth is not built from what you earn, but from what you decide to keep. The secret that no one tells you is this: your financial life is not about dollars. It's about decisions. You are not paid by your job. You are paid by your mindset. If your thinking grows, your income follows. But if your thinking stays the same, no raise or promotion will ever be enough. Every habit has a cost, and every decision compounds. You can't change your past spending, but you can change the story you tell yourself about money. Stop seeing it as a reward for working. Start seeing it as a seed for building. Because once you learn how to plant it, you'll never have to chase it again. And this is where the real journey begins. The moment you stop running from money and start understanding it. The moment you stop asking, "Why am I still broke?" and start asking, "What beliefs are keeping me here?" Because poverty doesn't live in your wallet. It lives in your habits. It hides inside your reactions, how you respond when you get paid, when you lose money, or when life surprises you with a bill you didn't expect. Most people panic, complain, or blame others. But the truth is, those reactions reveal the relationship you have with money. And until you change that relationship, nothing else will change. To shift from poor to wealthy thinking, you have to stop chasing quick results. Real wealth is invisible in the beginning. It's built quietly in moments that nobody claps for. When you choose to read instead of scroll, when you save instead of spend, when you say no to comfort today for freedom tomorrow. Every small decision feels meaningless at first, but they compound like interest. And that's how freedom grows. Slowly, silently, then all at once. The rich don't see money as an object to collect. They see it as energy to direct. They give every dollar a purpose before they spend it. They understand that a budget isn't a prison. It's a plan for independence. Meanwhile, most people see control as restriction. They think freedom is being able to buy anything at any time. But that's not freedom. That's slavery disguised as choice. Freedom means being able to say no. Not because you're broke, but because you're focused. It means knowing that every dollar has a job, and if you don't assign it one, someone else will. The ads, the trends, the pressure, they all compete for your attention. And attention, in today's world, is more valuable than money. Because where your attention goes, your life follows. One of the biggest reasons people stay poor is because they don't track where their money goes. They don't want to face the truth. They think it's too late or too complicated. But tracking your money isn't about guilt. It's about awareness. You can't fix what you don't measure. You can't grow what you don't understand. Awareness turns chaos into clarity, and clarity turns fear into confidence. If you ever feel stuck financially, start by asking yourself, what does money mean to me? Is it power, safety, happiness, or control? The way you answer that question tells you everything about your financial patterns. Because money doesn't care about emotions. But emotions control how you use it. When you attach your self-worth to your wallet, you'll always feel poor, no matter how much you earn. The wealthiest people in the world often live simply, not because they have to, but because they understand that peace is worth more than possessions. They choose to own less, but experience more. They buy time, not things. And that's the secret poor people never learn. That true wealth isn't how much you have, but how little you need to feel complete. But don't mistake simplicity for small thinking. Building wealth requires vision. It requires seeing beyond your next paycheck, beyond this month's rent, beyond the pressure to look successful. It means believing in your future more than your fear. Every skill you build, every dollar you invest, every risk you take, it's all part of the same story. You're buying your freedom. And yes, there will be moments when you fail. You'll lose money. You'll make bad choices. Everyone does. But those who grow because they learn. They don't give up after a loss. They analyze it. They adapt. They try again. The poor see failure as proof that they can't win. The rich see failure as tuition, the price of learning something priceless. At the end of the day, money is not the enemy. It's a mirror reflecting who you are when no one's watching. If you use it with fear, it controls you. If you use it with purpose, it serves you. The goal isn't to collect money, but to become the kind of person who knows what to do with it. And once you understand that, you realize something powerful. Wealth is not a destination. It's a discipline. It's how you think when you earn, how you act when you lose, and how you plan when no one believes in you. Wealth isn't about owning more. It's about needing less and creating more value than you consume. So stop saying, I can't afford it. Start saying, how can I create it? Because that one question turns victims into builders and dreamers into doers. The moment you start thinking like that, you stop being poor. Not because your bank account changes overnight, but because your mind already has. In the end, you don't get rich by chasing money. You get rich by chasing understanding, discipline, and purpose. And when you finally learn how to master those, money simply follows, quietly, naturally, like a shadow that never leaves your side.